What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So I want to start with this. So I watch Kyler Murray a little bit more and more, and I've kind of getting the vibe in the sense that he's getting a little too overconfident out there. The first two games, they won against the 49ers, and then they won their second game. And then I watch against the Detroit Lions, I watch Kyler Murray, and I think he just kind of thought that he could just do whatever he wanted against that Detroit defense. He threw a lot of throws that were very ill-advised. He threw one right to Jamie Collins. There was one that was like a underthrow that was supposed to go to DeAndre Hopkins, and it allowed time for Jeff Okudah to jump in front of it and intercept it. And he kind of just looked a little rattled, got into a little fight with Kingsbury when he took him off the field. And I think that Kyler Murray just assumed that since he's having success, he could go back to high school where his talent just could win out at all means and could just, make any throw with ease. I think he was humbled the next week against Carolina where he struggled again, and then this week got back on track against the Jets. But I think that's just part of, the year two and some of the young growing pains that Kyler Murray's going to have. And I hope he stays humble and, puts the antics aside. I didn't really like him getting into it with Cliff Kingsbury on the sideline just because, he needs to listen to his coach, and that wasn't the best thing. He needs to be a leader of that team. He needs to stay confident, stay poised, and stay motivated. And I didn't really like that look. So hopefully he just continues to, grow. And, it does get easier once he's worked hard, but you can't take for granted the success to, get you there. It is the NFL for a reason. It's not just like high school and college where his talent was just so overpowering and exceptional that I could win out. He needs to, stay humble and, keep working and not get overconfident because the Lions game and the Carolina game, it could cost him games. So I've seen a lot of wide receivers over the years, and I've seen a bunch of great ones growing up. Randy Moss, Hines Ward, Julio Jones, Kelvin Johnson. Kelvin Johnson, one of my all-time favorite wide receivers, just a monster. Got the honor to watch him in person a few times. And I think DK Metcalf has a chance to be right there as one of the all-time greats. I watched DK Metcalf, and I watch him catch that game-winning pass against Minnesota, and I watch him just make plays against Stephon Gilmore, the defensive rookie of the year, make a catch over him. I just watched DK Metcalf just do incredible things with it's 6'3", 220-some pounds with, whatever it is, 2% body fat or whatever ridiculous. And you really get the vibe that there's something special with DK Metcalf. He's a guy that's just the sky's the limit for DK Metcalf, and he just makes Russell Wilson and that offense just keep becoming more and more lethal. So I hope Metcalf stays healthy because he has really become the go-to man for Russell Wilson and just makes this offense so much more, explosive and exciting. And, Lockett, too, has become outstanding receiver also, but DK Metcalf, exceptional talent. You saw, last year the 900 some yards and 7 touchdowns, and then this year it's just seems like it's a big play every week. I joke with my dad that I've had him in a couple of draft kick lineups. It's like, where's when's the big play touchdown coming? With Metcalf, it's usually coming fairly soon. But that Seattle game was incredible. I think they should put, like Collinsworth and Michael's joke, they should put Seahawks on Sunday Night Football every Sunday because it seems like their game comes down to the wire. The New England game, and that game was incredible. Mike Zimmer, I don't agree with that call there, electing to go for it on 4th down. It's turned out it would have won them the game because they did not convert on the 2-point conversion, but in a game where your defense you got to understand, your defense played well. It's a rainy environment. You've actually done a decent job of getting pressure on Russell Wilson. Why not make him go the distance and get 8 points instead of risking it? And in that case, a touchdown would win the game. So It turned out to cost Zimmer. He said in the post-game interview he would have done it. He wouldn't. His goal was to win the game, and didn't want to second guess himself. But he, it turned out to be a bad decision in the end. But so I want to get into this. There's a lot of situations in life where you're at a job or you're coaching somewhere and you have success because there's a lot of other factors going on. Maybe you slack off, but your coworkers do a lot and get a lot done and kind of save your butt. And sometimes in college, like I look at the Oregon Ducks, you have Chip Kelly's gone and you don't have the best coach anymore, but you still got Marcus Mariota and you've recruited a bunch of talented players and you still can get to the championship the next year. Or in the case of Gene Chizik, you're really not that great of a coach, but you have Cam Newton and you still can get to the college football, or you still can win the national championship in a special case. And I think that goes with Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan. If you look at a couple of the real successful years for Dan Quinn, including the Super Bowl run that fell short after the comeback collapse, those were with Kyle Shanahan, one of the best offensive minds in football as their offensive coordinator. So I think Kyle Shanahan kind of covered up a lot of the problems that the Atlanta Falcons had, and Dan Quinn, the blown lead in the Super Bowl and the blown leads this year, it all falls back on the head coach. I always get tired of people who like to place blame on the coordinators, because at the end of the day, it's on the head coach. The head coach is the one that has to, really look in the mirror and kind of just, swallow his pride and just admit that, because game management is something that is so underrated. Les Miles struggled with this, even though I thought he was a pretty good coach overall. Game management is so crucial towards the end of the game. And Dan Quinn showed, it's now a pattern of several years that he's not been able to, close out games. And the 0-5 start was enough. And Arthur Blank also chose to fire Thomas Deirdroff, the general manager, too. But for Blank, enough is enough at some point. So, but Dan Quinn, kudos to having Kyle Shanahan. It really helped cover up some of the problems that he had as a coach. He never really was that great of a head coach, in my opinion. Just exceptional circumstances, talent, and Kyle Shanahan both kind of made up for it. But you saw, you see a lot of times bad coaches, really get exposed in, tough situations. It was kind of, Dan Quinn's like the analogy. He was kind of like a ugly face covered up by a bunch of makeup. You kind of saw, when they went against New England, it was almost like a little rainstorm. It kind of just, washed away, and you saw, the ugliness that, Dan Quinn was as a coach, and it kind of did him in. That really exposed him. And last year they kind of recovered after the slow start, but not being really a great coach overall, poor game management, inability to adapt and run the football late in situations, and them sticking with Matt Ryan. I think his window might be closed. The NFL's heading into a different direction. The mobile quarterback is back on the rise. So a big thing that happened this weekend, if you're a Raiders fan, it was great to see the Raiders finally snap the 7-game losing skid against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a massive win for Las Vegas in the division, because the second game against the Chiefs could come down to the division championship. And Henry Ruggs showed that he is the real deal. Henry Ruggs is so explosive. It is just incredible. 2 catches for 100 yards. And that one catch he made towards the beginning of the game was just unreal. And one takeaway I want to say is they need to keep Josh Jacobs on the field. Excuse me. They had, That one play was just ridiculous when they had Devontae Booker in on that 3rd and 2. That made absolutely no sense. You want to keep your best players on the field in key situations, and that to me just made no sense. I don't even understand why Jalen Richard is still on the roster. That guy has really done nothing but catch a few third down passes his whole NFL career. And, Booker, I think he had a 20-yard gain. I think that might be the longest run of his NFL career. So those guys are just nowhere near what Josh Jacobs is. So he needs to stay on the field during those crucial situations. But hopefully that's something Gruden will fix moving forward. But what a win in a division that the Chiefs have really dominated these last few. Showed they were 28-2 these last few years. And they have been, the cream of the crop in the AFC West. And the Raiders getting that win is, big moving forward. And I know it's still a long season, but, John Gruden says respects Andy Reid, but he hates the Chiefs and, hates losing to them. And getting a win over the Kansas City Chiefs, snapping that 7-game skid, is crucial for them moving forward. So... But thank you guys for tuning in this episode of Big Time Football Talk. Stay tuned for more episodes from the show. Till next time, peace.